Alrighty, you ready to make some fried chicken?
Esther approved fried chicken.
Welcome back to our second episode of What's Cooking in Esther's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making faux chicken right from scratch, which is kind of mind-boggling. When we first saw this recipe the other day, it kind of blew both of our minds. It was really weird to think that we could actually do this at home, but it's dead easy. We need this. We're going to start with 2 cups of, what is this here again? Vital wheat gluten. It looks like a flour. It's made from wheat, obviously, so Chef Linda said that this is one of those recipes. Obviously, vital wheat gluten can't be gluten-free, but we've got 2 cups of vital wheat gluten, and then we've got our assortment of spices up here. So we're going to be putting in here a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. We've got a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of salt, and is it half a tablespoon? Sorry, it's half a tablespoon of onion powder, and it's a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. So again, teaspoon poultry seasoning, teaspoon of salt, half a tablespoon of onion powder, a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. So we're just going to mix all of that up, and then we're going to add this. This is a 1.5 cups of vegetable broth. And the vegetable broth is what actually is going to hold this all together and yeah, give it a little bit of that flavor. And then behind us here, we've also got 4 cups of broth boiling away that we're going to need in a couple of minutes. We've also got our oil heating up here already as well.
So I'm cutting in the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, and it's going to start to gum up. And it's kind of like a magic trick, actually.
It's really weird
when you see it come together.
Now the trick to keeping this stuff tender apparently is to knead it as little as possible. So you just want to get this until the ingredients come together. And then stop. So we want to knead it as little as we can. We'll get all this to come together here in the bowl. It really smells like chicken too, right? It's kind of weird.
So it's important to fold in all the dry ingredients, even the stuff that's not attaching to the ball. Getting it all in there.
And you see this texture already? It comes out in this really
Halloweeny,
stringy kind of texture. It's really strange. So we're going to get these all combined. There's still a little bit of dry ingredients. When we tried this before, we had to add a little bit of water. So I think this time we'll just leave those little bit of dry ingredients there. And we're going to start pulling this apart into pieces. So there's a piece for you. And basically what you want to do is take this crazy weird dough and take like a big gumball piece size, so you don't want too big, and you want to kind of flatten it out, and we're going to shape them like kind of chicken fingers, basically, is what we're making here. So we're going to flatten these all out. This is kind of one of the most time-consuming parts of the recipe, really. I mean, as you can see, we got that dough together, or this mixture together. Is it a dough? Would it be a dough? I don't know what you call it.
The great part about this dough is that you can freeze it. So if you make one big mess, then you can freeze the dough. Another thing you can do is you can also prepare and cook all of the pieces and then freeze them for later.
Yeah, this recipe, the way we've got it here, will make you about 40 chicken fingers. And you can also make them into a little bit bigger pieces. If you wanted to make kind of like a breaded chicken breast or something, you'll probably get about 10 of your sort of typical store-bought breaded chicken breast sizes. So it's actually quite a big recipe. It didn't seem like it, but it goes far.
The cost of ingredients is about $4 Canadian, and that gets you the 40 pieces, the 40 chicken pieces. So it's really, really cost effective. And this is a great recipe to fool your friends with, because it's quite incredible when it cooks up the way that it...
It'd probably be pretty fun for kids too, eh? Because you're getting to kind of play with your food a little bit. It's kind of like playing with Play-Doh. So anyway, I think we've got probably enough here for our example. But yeah, you pull these out into your chicken finger shapes, and then we're going to take these behind us. Look how rubbery
it is. Very rubbery.
It's weird. So we're going to take these over here to our stock, and we're going to put them right in there. So that's going to boil for about 10 minutes. So we'll leave those in there to boil for about 10 minutes. And then this is what they would come out looking like. So, they come out like these. Basically the same as what they look like going in. Oh, I dripped some water in my oil. Basically the same as what they look like going in, but they do about double in size from how they were when we put them in. So they come out like that, and now we're going to make our breading. So we need another 2 cups of flour, please, in there. And then we've got a whole bunch of seasonings and spices in here. So we've got a smoked paprika, which I'd never heard of before, but it's apparently like that liquid smoke kind of flavor. We've got the flour going in here, as you said, a tablespoon of garlic, a tablespoon of onion, 2 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. So that's going to be the mixture for our breading. Give that a solid mix up in here. Good. And then literally take all of these pieces, toss them right in. Get them nice and covered. And the broth as they come out of the pot will help this breading stick to them, so you don't need a wash or anything like that. I've never made fried chicken of any kind before, so I didn't really know what's involved. And then those, Dirk, do you want to take them right into the oil? So those are going to go over there. There's about 1 inch or 1.5 inches of oil in the pan there. You can use olive oil or vegetable oil. Olive oil apparently you need to keep a little bit lower, right, because it burns at a lower temperature. But we're going to get these into the oil here for about 5 minutes. We'll fry them for a couple minutes, flip them over, and then finish frying them on the other side. They look incredible. This is such a neat recipe. Get them all there. And
the best part is that it's all Esther improved ingredients.
Yes.
Your friends really.
This is a tricky recipe. Yeah.
This recipe you could really fool some people with it.
Yeah.
So we want to brown these pieces up. We want to crisp them right up.
Yeah. We're actually going to. We're deep frying them, right? We're deep frying them, nice and crispy. We'll get them to a golden brown, and when those come out, this is what they're going to look like. So you get these awesome, crispy, chicken tendery pieces. It's wild. It's wild. And then you can do a few things with those. So we can take those, toss a couple in hot sauce, for example, like this. Get these mixed up a bit in here. Get a different fork, spoon. So you can get these guys all covered, kind of like a buffalo chicken. Would be awesome either as kind of like a boneless wing, or you could use it as a buffalo chicken sandwich. You can also serve them just kind of like with a dipping sauce, with any sort of regular dipping sauce. So here's our buffalo chicken tenders. How are those frying up over there, Derek? They go pretty quick. It's the boiling part seems to be the longest. They'll boil in there for about 10 minutes, and then you can take them right out of that stock into the breading and then into the oil for a couple more minutes. So the prep for this recipe is really quick and easy. Cooking them is a little bit more time consuming, but like I said, it could be really fun if you got kids involved, or get the rest of the family involved. And then for a dipping sauce.
And I love this recipe because when you're making a mess, you can make one big mess and you can make a whole bunch and freeze it for later.
Yeah, totally. Totally. So there we have little chicken fingers, we've got buffalo chicken tenders, and we've got a little bit, this is just a Thai chili dipping sauce. So that is that, super done and easy.
You can also you can make a hot sauce with your favorite Esther approved mayonnaise and hot sauce, and it makes a creamy sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. Get that out of the way, so we've got that. Or this is another thing we made a little bit earlier. This is just a bigger piece of that chicken breaded, a little bit of Earth Island mozzarella, and then some marinara sauce on top of pasta. So that's just like a little quick and easy chicken parmesan. So
and this is
so many
loaded with protein.
Yeah.
There's more than enough protein in this for the whole family. This would serve 5-6 people. This
easily.
recipe,
yeah,
easily. And a little bit for leftover for tomorrow. You can head on over to Esther's Kitchen Facebook page and we will have all the ingredients listed out, so it'll be easy for you to print, and as well as there's other Esther approved recipes that are available there. You can also head on over to www.estherthewonderpig.com and you can see some of the other projects that we're up to.
Absolutely. So we're going to take some of these in here and let Esther have a whirl. Our master taste tester gets the final word around here. So we're going to take them in there, see what Esther thinks, and yeah, have a little bit of our homemade fried chicken. She doesn't know which side to go to. Hey, Mama. What do you think? Have you tried it yet?
Oh, I haven't had any yet.
Yeah, try it.
No, huh? That's wild.
Very good, isn't it?
It's like traditional pub style food.
Very cool,
This
baby.
one is anyways. And that I'm sure is as well.
This is delicious. Yeah, this is delicious. So yeah, super easy recipe, guys. And like I said, super versatile. That one chicken kind of dough or mixture that we made can be used for anything, from chicken nuggets to chicken fingers to chicken breasts for sandwiches. You can even do it without the breading and just fry the chicken on its own and then cut it into strips to use in like a stir fry or fajitas or something like that.
To me, what's most important is how cost effective it is. I mean,
totally.
if you took 10 big pieces of chicken breast
Yeah.
from the store, that would cost you $50 easy.
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally.
And this was $4.
Crazy, eh?
And it can feed an army.
Yeah,
So,
totally. So that's that. Enjoy, guys. Try it. Give it a whirl. Play with how much you mix it. That'll play with the tenderness of it. And of course, you can play with seasoning of the breading. You can do so much with this. So have fun.
Boy.
We can't wait to see what you guys do with it.
darling.
Enjoy. Happy cooking, everybody.
Girl.
So good. Yeah, so good.